Rewarding the player in a game is an interesting concept. At the most basic level in my game, Dark Reflection, there's only really one major resource in the game. Call it experience, call it souls, call it currency, whatever you want. Beating an enemy will reward you with what I'm going to just call experience for now. And in my initial version of the game, an enemy that was beaten would just drop an experience orb that the player would need to pick up. But this very quickly turned out to not be a great idea. Because on one hand, it is just tedious to, after you finish fighting, run around an area to pick up all the experience that you didn't naturally run into. And number two, while doing the first playtests with this idea, a lot of people took a while to figure out the relationship between picking up these orbs and the number that was displayed on screen going up. Now, if I wanted to stick with this idea, I could make the animation of your experience increasing on screen a little bit more obvious, but I didn't like this idea to begin with because of the tedium of picking up the XP orbs. So instead what I did is I just got rid of the XP orb and enemies just give you experience when they die. But now this number is reduced to only being something that is a UI element, and there is a distinct disconnect between the UI and the game world. The UI doesn't exist in the world, it is only there for the benefit of the player. And I didn't like that. I want the experience to physically be something in the game world that explains why your character is growing and what it can do with that. After a lot of trial and error and a lot of different ideas, what I ended up with is the enemies kind of explode into these little pellets of experience. They just burst out upon the enemy death, then they hang around in the air for about a second before all homing into the player and increasing your experience on contact. It makes it visually obvious which enemies give you more or less experience, and lets you intuitively know which ones might be more or less worth your time. And it now makes the collection of this experience a physical in-world activity. As much as video games under the hood are just a whole bunch of numbers being juggled by a computer, it is my job as a game developer to take all of those magic numbers and turn them into something that feels like an actual experience and a world for you to explore. If you like hearing me rambling about this sort of thing, you can follow this account for more videos like this, and if you want to help out supporting the development of the game that you're seeing, you can wishlist it on Steam. It does help a lot.